Here is a step-by-step guide to owning a Santa Cruz Airbnb. Hi, I'm Dax Nollenberger, and today I'm going to give you 8 simple and effective steps that will have you collecting short-term rental checks in no time. Creativity is often the name of the game when it comes to owning Santa Cruz real estate. I'm constantly brainstorming ways that I can help my clients own this super valuable, appreciating asset. Many traditional investment strategies just don't quite pencil with our housing prices. Break even is considered a win, especially in the short term. The highly profitable rentals, short, medium term, and long term, are those that have been owned for a very long time and therefore have lower costs. The curiosity and desire to know more about owning an Airbnb in Santa Cruz is really strong. That's why I made the video. And frankly, this is not an area of expertise for most agents. Why? Because it's complicated. And I really think intentionally so. The downside for Airbnb homeowners is that they take away long-term housing for Santa Cruz residents. The regulating bodies in Santa Cruz know this, and therefore they have put heavy restrictions on short-term rentals in Santa Cruz County. Lucky for you, I've done my research, so you don't have to. The question that produces the biggest hurdle for prospective owners is, where do I start? I've created a step-by-step guide in this video to help. Step 1, get pre-approval. The first step in any home buying process, you need to know how much you can afford. It makes very little sense to shop around, get super excited about properties in a certain price range, and then realize later your budget is less. This is a recipe for disappointment and inaction. Step 2, set your goals and strategy. Every person has their own reason for wanting to purchase Santa Cruz real estate. Maybe you realize it's the appreciation potential of the coastal market and you want a piece of that to ride the wave to long-term wealth. Maybe it's just that you love to visit Santa Cruz and want to supplement some of the cost. Maybe you are hoping for a true cash flow strategy that generates a significant yearly return. Your goals are going to determine your strategy. Your goals will determine what location you want, what type of home fits your needs, and what return on your investment you're willing to accept. Clear goals and strategies help me narrow the search for my clients and focus on homes that actually fit the criteria. Step number 3, find a realtor. As noted before, this is not an area of expertise for most agents. I have put in the time and I understand the intricacies and the complexities of purchasing Airbnbs. If you already have an agent, that's okay too. Just make sure that they are well versed on the local regulations. It's important that you're not wasting your time researching homes that you can't legally Airbnb. If you have loyalty to a realtor, you could even ask them to refer you out. It's a win-win. Some questions to ask your realtor when vetting them. What areas in Santa Cruz County are restricted? Who regulates each area? What are the occupancy and nightly rates for this area? What are the most popular times of year for these rentals? If they struggle with any of these, you should probably consider using someone else. Step 4 is to analyze deals. This is where the money is made. Determining area, price point, and potential profit will be critical to the success of your Santa Cruz Airbnb. The first thing you want to discuss is what areas are ineligible. I wrote about the regulations extensively in my blog, What About a Short-Term Rental? I linked it in the comments below. So I would suggest reading up on it. The general premise is this. There are 3 regulating bodies in Santa Cruz County: the City of Santa Cruz, the County of Santa Cruz, and the City of Capitola. And they each have their own rules. Capitola is really straightforward. They have a map. If your property falls within it, you are eligible. The City of Santa Cruz only offers hosted permits, meaning you must live in the property for 6+ months out of the year. They no longer offer non-hosted. So it essentially must be a primary residence. The County of Santa Cruz has restricted maps that all have wait lists. Areas along the coast are most likely to be restricted by the county. To see the maps, the wait lists, and the restrictions, check the comments below. The rest of the county outside of these zones is eligible for immediate permit approval, so there's no wait list. The next thing you need to know is how much a house can potentially get. There are some great and pricey resources out there that can help estimate income. One of my favorite experts to follow on YouTube is Robuilt. He provides great step-by-step guides and resources for how to properly set up an Airbnb. I'll link him below as well. The go-to resource for data and projections for Airbnb is a site called AirDNA. This video is not sponsored. They are good. They can provide occupancy, rates, and revenue estimates for the property, but the cost is significant. So reach out to a realtor. They might have a subscription. In the next video, I'll dive into how to analyze a specific Airbnb property, so be on the lookout for that. Step 5 is to identify a property and submit an offer. If you get to this stage, congratulations, you have overcome paralysis by analysis. So many people get stuck in the what if stage. What if my numbers are wrong? What if this isn't a desirable property for guests? What if the market for Airbnb changes? Those fears and anxieties will exist no matter how long you have been in the game. Having that fear and taking action anyways is a commendable step that requires courage. Submitting an offer that makes sense based on the numbers is the key to long-term wealth in Airbnbs. This means you may have to submit many offers. I'm certainly not condoning lowball offers. This just leads to anger and distaste on the seller side. They are human and they have an emotional attachment to the property. But I am condoning submitting offers that are right mathematically for you in the Airbnb. Step 6, remodel and prepare for list. Make sure you are aware of the condition of the property with proper inspections and ensure that the rehab cost is factored into your overall budget. In an ideal world, the home that you just purchased is ready to list right away. In all likelihood though, some work still needs to be done. In some cases, more than a little. You also need to furnish the property. Experts like Robuilt suggest better quality furniture. You don't want something breaking down during every guest stay. He estimates about $10 to $15 a square foot as a furnishing budget. Another stage in the process is submitting a permit application. You should get on this ASAP because the processing can take some time. For the links and steps for how to apply, read the comments below. Step 7, professional photography. Do not skip this step. This is critical. Potential guests are choosing your house based almost exclusively on the pictures. You want it to look good, right? Professional photography provides an immediate return on your investment and the cost is reasonable. They usually range between about $300 and $1,000. Think of it this way. When you shop for homes on Zillow, which ones are you most attracted to? My guess is that 95% of you will say the ones that are professionally staged and photographed. On average, professional staging and photography can earn the seller an extra 5%. Imagine what it will do for an Airbnb. I also put a link to my blog on the value of staging in photography, or you can visit bresnyassociates.com/blog. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. As always, give me a call if you or someone you know wants a piece of California real estate.